I was born in 1939, just before the Second World War. One of my first remembrances is we are playing in the house. I'm 5 years old, my younger brother and me, when all of a sudden there is screaming from the kitchen. We see smoke coming out of the kitchen door. We are on the upper level. And our father, who was a doctor, comes running up the staircase. He had his practice on the ground floor. What had happened? Our mother had been cooking wax or so, 1944, wartime, not everything available, to polish the floor. And a spark of the gas flame had ignited the wax, and there she was standing, burning like a torch. I didn't see this, because I only saw the smoke coming out of the kitchen. We were taken into the bedroom, the door was slammed, and all I remember was hammering against the door and screaming like little Oscar did much later when his mother dies behind the door of the bathroom. And just like him, I felt something terrible was happening behind this door. The picture of Mom in flames came out of a children's picture book, Struwwelpeter, a book we grew up with, like illustrated fairy tales, always very gruesome. Children have these images. Bruno Bettelheim even says children need these violent images because their imagination sometimes is very violent, so it calms them when they see that other people do even worse than what they could imagine. Anyhow, we moved out of the house, which was which was bombed a few weeks later, and settled in a cabin in the woods. My father every weekend took us to the graveyard, which was also in the woods. He was kneeling down and stroking the earth and talking to Mom, who was down there in the casket. You see, this in a way is not only on 1st of November in Mexico. For us it was every weekend, speaking to the dead. And I remember that I felt very embarrassed by our father kneeling there, weeping and stroking. Kids are tough. I never allowed myself to mourn for this loss until maybe 30 years later. And for me it was incomprehensible anyhow, because how could he talk to the earth, since we were told that Mommy was up in heaven looking down on us. And funny enough, I still today sometimes talk to her, and I always felt very lucky and not at all unhappy, because she was up there looking upon me, and I had all the luck in my life. And so I remember this time because it started that I could not quite tell fiction from reality. Is she a fictitious character up there? Anyhow, she's beautiful. I know her mostly from some photographs. She was 33 years old, and she's still 33 years old today. And so it's almost a privilege when I think of my mom. I think of a beautiful 33-year-old woman and not of some old abuela who's going around.